Shambhase. Sokorabanahase Kipakaha Shankanahase. Just give me a second, you guys. Okay, I would like for you guys to pay very, very close attention to what I'm about to share with you. I have been totally vindicated. I now know the truth about everything that's been going on. I now know the truth, and everything makes sense to me now. I thank the Lord for his blessings. No matter what these people do to me, I will always be highly blessed and highly favored. And I understand what this is. This is pure religious persecution. This is what this is. It's religious persecution, because I don't know these people from a hole in the wall, and there was no reason for them to do what they've done to me. So let me start out by showing you the disclaimer. Although what I'm about to discuss with you are public documents, I want to do the disclaimer anyway, since we have all of these criminals watching my page, looking to do something to me. Oh, they're all exposed today, let me tell you. The Holy Spirit has been working overtime with me. They're all exposed, every last one of them. And after today, I will have no need to speak about this ever again. And I don't care what kind of lies they tell in that courtroom. I don't care. So this is the disclaimer that I'm showing these things under fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit educational or personal use. Tips the balance in favor of fair use. These items that I'm about to discuss with you are of public record, and they're all about me. So there should be no problem that I'm discussing these things. There's one thing that I want to say before I get started here. I saw the video that Corey Minor put out today, and he's putrid. That's all I could say. He wants to be speaking so contritely about denominations attacking each other and what people believe, and they may be new Christians. They may still be on the walk. They may still be learning. He has no excuse for what he's done out here. I've been trying to help him for 3 to 4 years now. It's been 4 years, as a matter of fact. I keep saying 2 years because I lose track of time. It's been 4 years, ever since these people came to kill me. This is when I learned of Corey Minor and started following him. Corey Minor was the one who told me that if these people are going to kill me, don't go anywhere with them. If they're going to kill you, let them kill you right where you stand. Don't go anywhere with them. And I never forgot his words. But that was 4 years ago. That was 4 years ago. I have been trying to help this guy see the truth, and he absolutely resisted everything I've ever said. And I don't feel bad for him. I don't feel sorry for him. He has not felt sorry for the hundreds or thousands of people that are following him that he has misled straight to hell. He can go play his little con game with somebody else. I went to the police department today. I went to the Ocala Police Department today. I spoke with the victim's advocate, and I went to the records department, and I pulled up the records. I had 3 or 4 police cards that they left me with case numbers on them. I told you I called the cops on these people upstairs at least 5 or 6 times. And I had the case numbers to about three different cards. So I went to the records department. The victim's advocate told me to go to records and see if they could pull them up, and they did. so that I would have them for court on Thursday. And I also had them pull up the false report that they made against me. And wait till you hear this. Wait until you hear this. There's several things that I want you to understand. Number one, everything this girl said is a lie. Everything she said is a lie. And the second thing that I want you to pay careful attention to is the difference in the way the Ocala police dealt with her versus how they dealt with me. And even what is written in their reports, how their reports are written with regard to her and how the reports are written with regard to me. I want you to pay very careful attention here. And we're going to go over quite a bit of things today. So I'm going over the first thing I have to say above everything else. I'm going to say the name because in this police report, the police officer absolutely states that I have not done anything criminal and I have not broken any laws. It is not against the law to say a person's name. I have not revealed any personal information about this girl. I have not even revealed her full address as she stated. That was a lie. I actually said the apartment number 1301 in that video that they removed from my 3 YouTube pages. And in fact, that was the exact video that she sent to the Ocala Police Department to watch. And there's something very important about that video that is not included in this police report. And I'm gonna show you what that is. So first of all, I need to say that the name Jamie Grieve, I was saying in reference to the man that lived upstairs. To the man that lived upstairs. Every time I said that name, I was referring to the female's boyfriend. And if you remember when I was going over the paperwork for the stalking application, I kept saying, this guy's lying, this guy's lying. I believe that the guy's name was Jamie Grieve. I had no understanding that it was actually the female's name was Jamie Grieve. So I don't know what the guy's name is. And that makes perfect sense. And let me explain something to you. So let me first, before I move on, for Jamie Grieve, I know you're watching this, so I would like to apologize to you for using your name inappropriately. It was your boyfriend that I was referring to every time I used your name, and I'm going to explain everything. But I do know that you are involved in this up to your eyeballs, sweetheart. So even though I used your name incorrectly, it doesn't mean you're innocent. But I do apologize for using your name incorrectly. Now, I'm going to read you their police, not their police report, the police report by Jamie Grieve, which is the female, So it says, let me show you. Ocala Police Department. On 7/2/2026 at approximately 23:44 hours, I contacted complainant Jamie Grieve via telephone. Grieve advised that her apartment neighbor, Teresa Baroni, how does she know my name? How does she know my name? Had taken a video with Grieve's face in it and uploaded it to YouTube along with personal information. So there's the first lie. She asked me not to record her, and I did not record her face. And the police officer says so in this report because he viewed the video that she sent him after they deleted it off my page. And she says that I showed her face in it and uploaded it to YouTube along with personal information. There was no personal information about her in that video whatsoever. That's the second lie. Grieve advised she lives at Grand Reserve apartment upstairs. I'll just leave it at that, upstairs, with Baroni being her neighbor in apartment 1304. Grieve advised when she went to walk her dog at 19:30 hours, she exited her apartment to see Baroni outside her apartment recording. She's making it sound like I was recording her apartment. Pay close attention, you guys. This was the night that their flashers were on their car for over an hour, and I knew what that meant. I knew what that meant. They had planned to do something to me. This is their MO. This is what they do. I don't know why they do it. I don't know what the flashing lights mean, but this is a part of their MO. I knew what they were planning. I was outside her apartment. No, in fact, I was outside my apartment. And the police officer says so in here. You will see what kind of liar this girl is. Grieve asked Baroni not to record her, to which Baroni advised recording is free. Grieve then walked past Baroni and continued walking her dog away from Baroni. Grieve then advised she didn't think anything of it due to knowing Baroni's mental health issues. How does she know anything about my mental health issues or lack thereof? How does she know anything about my mental health issues? Well, here we go. This is the spreading of the smear campaign by Nithyananda. This is what this girl has done to the management here at where I live, which is why they will not even hear when I went to them to complain about the noise that this guy was making upstairs. They wouldn't even listen to me. This girl has slandered my name to the management of this place that they won't even listen to me. So she talks about Baroni's mental health issues. In the application for the stalking, she said she has never interacted with me. Are you starting to see the inconsistencies here? Grieve advised the reason she reported the incident is because one of her friends found Baroni's YouTube page and observed the video of their interaction on YouTube. In the application for the stalking, she said she input her name into Google. She Googled her own name, and 30 of my videos populated in the search results where I was doing nothing but speaking about her because she is so almighty and important. Now she says that one of her friends sent her my video. See any inconsistencies here? One of her friends found Baroni's YouTube page and observed the video of address and one of her friends found Baroni's YouTube page and observed the video of their interaction on YouTube. Grieve then advised that Baroni had placed her name, her address into the description of the YouTube video and fears what Baroni could do. Grieve forwarded the YouTube video to me for this officer to review. I personally was referring to her boyfriend. Before I go any further, let me explain to you what happens with these criminals. You see, a normal person believes and understands and is raised in society that the man is the head of the household. So when a couple moves in together, one would believe that it would be the man whose name is on the lease and it's the man who's paying the bills. Well, in this situation, because the guy she's with is a criminal, they try to leave as little fingerprints as possible. So his name is nowhere. The lease was under her name. That blue car that had the blinking light on was her car. The name, I guess her name is on the registration. This guy will try to not put his name on anything. Nithyananda has done the exact same thing. His money, his bank accounts, whether they're Swiss bank accounts or wherever they are in the world, the land that he has grabbed from people, he put it all under his mother's name. Nothing is under his name. This is what these criminals do. So I believed, as a normal human being in society, that the name Jamie Grieve referred to the man of the house. I had no idea it was of the female. Now, understand that. They sent the YouTube video for me to me for this officer to review. Before reviewing the video, I read the statute in reference to possession of personal information to see if name or address constitutes as such. As used in this section, the term personal identification information means a person's social security number, official state issued United States issued driver's license or identification number, alien registration number, government passport number, employer taxpayer identification number, Medicaid or food assistance account number, bank account number, credit or debit card number, and medical records. These people have every single one of these things of mine. These people have every single one of these things of mine. They've tried to steal my identity. I had to go to the DMV. They tried to do something with my driver's license. I had to go to the DMV. Anytime I go to do anything at the DMV, I can't just show them my license. I also have to show them my passport card and my birth certificate. This is what these people have done to me. And the Ocala police want to say that I'm paranoid, that these people really aren't doing anything to me. I then reviewed the YouTube video in which Baroni is videotaping a blue Mazda with its hazard lights on in the parking lot. Baroni advises that the vehicle belongs to Jamie Grieve, believing that it was the male. Grieve then exits her apartment, but Baroni never turns the camera in Grieve's direction, never showing Grieve's face. And in here, Grieve said, I did show her face. The police officer looking at the video said, I never showed her face. Well, there is an outright lie. Grieve then asks Baroni not to film as she walks by, to which Baroni advises, recording is free, sweetheart. Grieve then walks past Baroni's camera and walks off. The officer did not include in this report that I said, I would like for you to stop stalking me. The officer did not include that in this report. I wonder why. Why didn't the officer include that in this report? Well, we're going to listen to the video again. Grieve then walks past Baroni's camera and walks off. Baroni advised that Grieve walked past apartment 1301, but did not say the full address. She said, I gave her a full address, and it wasn't even her apartment number. It wasn't even her apartment number. I live in 1304. She lived upstairs from me. It had nothing to do with her. It was not her information. She lied about everything to the police department. She walked past Baroni advised that Grieve walked past apartment 1301, but did not say the full address. I advised Grieve that Baroni already told this officer she would be leaving the apartment complex very soon. And Grieve advised the apartment complex advised her the same. I advised Grieve that due to Baroni only using her name, Grieve, and Baroni having the same address but one apartment number away, and the two sharing a covered front porch for their front doors. You see, I wasn't standing in front of her apartment. I was standing in front of my apartment. She lied again. And the two sharing a covered front porch for their front doors. That Baroni had not posted or gave any personal identification information or is in possession of such information. Baroni was not in violation of a crime. Baroni was not in violation of a crime. I advise Grieve that if Baroni causes another incident again, to call law enforcement. Grieve advised she would notify law enforcement if Baroni continues to cause incidents. On 7/7/2026, I contacted Grieve at the Ocala Police Department due to Grieve advising she needed to speak to this officer in reference to new findings. Grieve advised this officer that herself and her family have been watching all of Baroni's YouTube videos and found that Baroni has been making threatening statements towards Grieve. Baroni's statements were, "You are going to feel the wrath of God. You will regret this, and y'all are going to burn in a lake of fire." Well, if you remember on the application for the stalking, all she said was, "You're going to burn." She never said you're going to burn in the lake of fire. Grieve inquired about receiving an injunction against Baroni, to which I advised her to contact the courthouse for that process. Grieve also advised this officer that she contacted the apartment complex, who are planning to evict Baroni for an unknown reason. I want you to hear me loud and clear. This was on 7/7. She told this police officer this, that the office was planning to evict me. I told you a couple of months ago that these people that are putting their videos on my YouTube on the cable box sent me a video telling me that they are going to get me evicted, and the process was already in the works. Do you remember me telling you this? And here this girl says that the office is planning to evict her. They had been working on this entire time. And no, these videos that are on my cable box are not random. They're not random whatsoever. And I'm going to confirm that for you in just a moment. Grieve also advised this officer that she contacted the apartment complex, who are planning to evict Baroni due to her behavior. What behavior? What behavior? It appears to me that this girl has been in the office telling the same lies that she put on the application for stalking. That I was tampering with the vents to listen to what they're saying in their apartment, that I was threatening their life on my YouTube page, that whatever else this chick was saying. Grieve advised that she is afraid Baroni will retaliate at her and her boyfriend for an unknown reason. Well, there's many unknown reasons here, aren't there? There's many unknown reasons. Grieve advised she is afraid Baroni will retaliate at her and her boyfriend for an unknown reason. Grieve advised she has heard Baroni state that she has access to mace, which frightens Grieve. But Baroni has never threatened her with said mace. I advise Grieve to inquire about moving units as soon as possible if the eviction takes longer than expected for any reason. Grieve then left the atrium of the Ocala Police Department and advised that she would seek an injunction. Every word in these police reports is a lie. Every word is a lie. Shortly after Grieve left, Grieve sent this officer a message via telephone regarding Baroni's YouTube videos. Grieve advised that in several of Baroni's videos, Baroni makes threatening statements by quoting Baroni in the text messages. Grieve advised in the text messages that in Baroni's video, she says that Grieve and her boyfriend are hacking her apartment and Social Security. Baroni advised that there is a mob after her and begins talking about Grieve hacking her again. Baroni advised that they are trying to kill her and that they are actively trying to murder her. She talks about how she can listen to them through the vents and shows Grieve's car and license plate. In the application for stalking, she said that that I threatened to murder her and her boyfriend. And here she's saying that I'm saying that they're trying to murder me. Are you seeing some inconsistencies here? Are you seeing some inconsistencies here? They're actively trying to murder her. She talks about how she can listen to them through the vents and shows Greaves' car and license plate. She talks about how they were hired to murder her and are being paid to live above her. She talks about how they are sending her videos to watch and hacking her account. She talks about they are asking for the wrath of God. They are going to the lake of fire, and they are demons and will be taken down. Have I ever said that? I could have said that, but I don't remember saying that about these people. Due to these threats being vague statements and are not specific intents to inflict significant physical harm, this case will still be closed as no crime has been committed. I advise Grieve that no crime has been committed, to which she understood but wanted this officer to be aware. Everything has been a lie. Everything has been a lie. Now I want to show you guys something. I took a video of my bathroom. I want you guys to get a picture of when I say I woke up at 2:00 in the morning to use the restroom, and I heard the male. I heard the male, not the female. So I had the name wrong. It doesn't mean I'm paranoid. It means I made a mistake with the name. But I'm talking about her boyfriend. I heard her boyfriend on the phone at 2:00 in the morning telling somebody that I had Jesus of Nazareth playing on my bedroom television at 2:00 in the morning. So what I'm showing you in this video is where the toilet bowl is and where the vent is, where I heard this guy, and that I was unable to tamper with anything. The bowl that I was using at 2:00 in the morning when I heard the guy upstairs talking on the phone, telling somebody that I had a Jesus of Nazareth playing on my bedroom television at 2:00 in the morning. And here is the vent. So it's quite a ways. I have no way to manipulate that vent. It is what it is. And I was using the restroom, and I heard him through that vent speaking on the phone. I have had to move my towel rack here to block me off, so that what I do on the bathroom cannot be projected through the mirror by the hidden cameras in here. This is how I've been made to live by Jamie Grieve. And once again, even when I made this video this morning, it was before I went to the police department, still believing Jamie Grieve was the male. I'm referring to the male. I have to tell you that the female, she left her house about 8:30 or 9:00 every single day. He was home all day. He was the one up there doing these things. He was the one hacked into my router. He was the one I had to fight off out of my panoramic Wi-Fi app. It was the male. It was the male, Goldilocks. That's who it was. It was not the female. This is how they're hacking into my work computer, getting past the VPN. They put my my authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator, they put it on iCloud, and they turned it on. So when I get the codes, they're able to see the codes in the iCloud, and they're able to sign in on my VPN. This is how they're doing it. So now every day when I sign into work, I have to change the username and password, and I have to make sure, sometimes I have to reset everything, and I have to make sure that this button is off for the authenticator. This is how they're getting into my work computer. When I got off my videos yesterday, this is what they left on the middle page. Now I want you to understand something. This is them mocking the Lord. This is them mocking the Lord and mocking me because my comments are shut off on all of my pages. So these are the hackers. And you will understand why this will be important in a minute when you hear what one of these Ocala cops said about me telling them about them leaving me messages on my YouTube page. And the cop said, it just seems like somebody leaving a message about the content. They refuse to listen to anything I've said in the past 4 years. I want to show you something else. Here's the video of the blinking car, and you will see what that cop left out when I said to her, I would like to stop being stalked. He left that out of the report, though, didn't he? Okay, got some action going on here. This is Jamie's car. Jamie Grieve. Hazard lights have been on for an hour. And we have a white truck here.
Do you mind not recording me as I walk by?
Recording is free, sweetheart.
I know, I'm just asking. I would rather you not.
I would rather you not stalk me. Would you mind?
Stalk you?
Yes.
Okay. I hope you have a great night.
Thank you. You too, sweetheart. Okay. So she sent that video to the cop, and the cop rejected everything she said. I did not show her face. The cop did not include in this report that I said to her that I want her to stop stalking me. It was left out of the report. Are you starting to see what I'm saying about the Ocala Police Department? Nothing I ever said about the Ocala Police Department was a lie, not one thing. And you're going to hear it full force. Now, these people sent this video to me, and I had no idea what they were talking about some woman. I had no idea what they were talking about. But now that I found out that Jamie Grieve is the female, it all makes perfect sense. He says, God warned you first. A woman is coming with police to your home. They were telling me what this chick was doing. She's working with them. She's working with them. They did this to finish you up. God says, the end. This is the stalking charges that this girl did. They did this to finish you up. God said, the end. Your neighbor next door, do not skip this video. God told me to warn you. You're being pursued. This is the witch that made the video that had my username to my Cox account in there. She's working with these people. They were working with these people, just like I said. I'm not paranoid. I know what's going on here. Take a look at this one. You are not aware. A major arrest is coming for you. Do not cry. This stalking thing was all planned by these people. I told you 2 months ago, they actually sent one of these videos telling me that they're going to get me evicted from my apartment. And the plan is already in the works. That's what they told me. And this chick has been up in the management office. I imagine she has told the manager every lie that she has put in these papers. She has slandered my name and my reputation, that the management here won't even listen to anything I say. They made you public enemy number one. You got a lot of eyes on you. You've been under surveillance and being screenshotted by a cyber stalker. Well, that must have been Jamie and her friends. They're addicted to killing you. I'm imagining these things. I'm paranoid. Is that right? I'm paranoid. They really tried to ruin your reputation and it all backfired. Everything backfired on them. Justice. Amen. You know it did. You know it did. You knew their plot this whole time. Of course I knew what they were doing. Of course I knew what they were doing. Except the police would not listen to me. You're so strong that you receive zero empathy from others. What, should I be weak and fall down and mentally break down the way they want me to? Never happened. They underestimated your intelligence. No, these things are not random videos, and I am not paranoid. Heads up, they are coming for you. Whatever you just did is pissing people off. Good for you. Happening live. The whole community knows they sent a hitman to kill you. Everyone is talking. But I'm paranoid. I'm paranoid. They're planning to kill you. One said you will be leaving your you are costing your attackers millions. Your attackers want to know how you keep generating money. How I keep generating money? You're an idiot. Your honey trap could deceive you. Your honey trap begged for the opportunity to unalive you because they couldn't deceive you. This is the guy, the Reaper, J Originator, who's supposedly the head of this black gang that took on the contract to kill me. So I now know what this meant. God warned you first. A woman is coming with police to your home. We now know what this means. You see that they keep saying chosen ones, chosen ones. I want you to see what these cops say about chosen ones. They make it sound like I'm delusional, and I think that I'm some grand hierarch, spiritual or powerful anointed person here. I want you to see the way the police wrote their reports about me now. I want you to see the difference in the report. And I want you to also see that the police had never recommended that I file stalking charges on anybody. I was never guided or given any way to help myself. I was only mocked. I was only ridiculed. I was only called crazy, and I was never protected. I was never sent the victim's advocate until they poisoned that pizza. Okay, here's one of them. Narrative. Teresa Baroni has had an alleged ongoing issue with a Hindu cult trying trying and messing with her. Baroni advised me today that people associated with the cult are hacking into her computers. Baroni is extremely afraid that someone is fraudulently using her name due to her work assignment is setting up insurance. Baroni provided no information that a crime had occurred, nor did she meet Baker Act criteria. So they're looking at my craziness. Should they have to force me to go to a nut house again so that they can poison me with medicine for a false diagnosis that I don't have again? This is what the Ocala police is looking for. They're not looking for the perp. They're not investigating, but they're looking to see how crazy I am. Should we make her go to the nut house so they can put poison in her again for a diagnosis that she doesn't have? Nor did she meet Baker Act criteria. Baroni believes anytime a car pulls up behind her, someone is trying to kidnap her. That is an outright lie. That is an outright lie from hell. I have never said that. What I told these cops was that black dude with the 8-foot arms driving in the older model white car, 4-door white car, was following me home, and he wanted me to know he was following me home. This is an outright lie written in this report by a police officer. This report alone supports everything I've ever said about the Ocala Police Department. I did not speak wrongly about these people, and this is just the beginning. I have never, ever said that. Baroni believes anytime a car pulls up behind her, someone is trying to kidnap her, and that the cult is using YouTube videos to threaten her. Well, they are. Now you've seen it. Baroni advises she uses YouTube to teach the Bible. I advise she might want to check out another streaming platform, such as Twitch, in order for her to stay away from YouTube. And who is this by? This is by that Officer Brown. Officer Brown, who knew how to say Nithyananda's name very, very well. Very, very well. He was also the one that went to the 1900 building when that girl, that witch, was walking past my house. She walked past my house 7 times that day while I was trying to pack to move in this place. And she made her dog go to the bathroom right in front of my patio when there was 50 feet of grass for her to walk her dog. That wasn't the purpose. The purpose was to harass me, number one, and number two, to look in my door to see what I was doing. And when I told this guy that, he said, or maybe she was just looking at her door. Or maybe I'm 64 years old and I know when someone is looking in my house. Or maybe that. This girl starts putting on the waterworks. And he said, well, I know she's telling the truth because she was crying. This guy has never seen a perp put on the waterworks before. This is what I'm dealing with here. This is what I'm dealing. And once again, the same thing happened over there. I was in the middle of packing to move to get away from these animals, and they started calling the cops on me. The same exact thing is happening here. You can see the boxes. You can see the boxes right there. I'm packing to get out of here, and here they are putting stalking charges on me. It's always most dangerous for an abuse victim when they try to leave. This black gang left me a video on YouTube that orders were that I should be dead before I ever had a chance to leave here. Narrative. I responded to the scene and spoke to the RP. She alleged her neighbor is hacking her Wi-Fi and preventing her from watching TV because an error message keeps coming up. RP shows signs of mental health issues, but does not meet Baker Act criteria. No offense at this time. What signs of mental health issues am I showing? What signs of mental health issues am I showing? This is Officer F. San Miguel. I showed them how they turned the splitter on. I put it right on here. I got the picture of it, how they put the splitter on. I showed them how I have to fight with them to get on my Cox Wi-Fi app. I showed them the fraudulent names that were on my internet. Here we have them. Here we have them trying to change my password on my YouTube pages. Trying to change my password on my YouTube pages. But I have mental health issues. I'm imagining all of this. I'm imagining all of this. Here, now I'm going to show you this video. His name, and you hear me. You're going to hear me say his name. You're going to hear me say his name. Put in his petition for an injunction that he Googled his name, and he found a whole bunch of my YouTube videos that I was speaking about him. I put in here Jamie Grieve mentioned in YouTube videos. This is what comes up. Not one of these hits are my YouTube page. Not one of them. The reason Jamie Grieve knows my YouTube page is because he is the one stalking me. He is the one stalking me. He has hacked into my router. He has hacked into my Chromebook. He has hacked into my work computer. This is how he knew my last name. I have never spoken to this guy before. This is how he knew my last name and knew that I had a YouTube page because I just Googled his name, and my YouTube page does not pop up here. Lie. But I'm mentally ill. Here they are, hacked into my YouTube page with a cell phone. My work computer is actually giving me the option to forget the advice. Yeah, my work computer was giving me the option to forget the device. They took over my work computer. They took over the Wi-Fi. So I was able, on the Panoramic Wi-Fi app, I was able to forget my work computer that I just signed in to work on. And I'm showing signs of mental illness, though. Yet I have everything photographed and videoed, and I'm showing signs of mental illness. I'm trying to find where they put their fake names. Oh, then we have, oh, here it is. Generic brand vendor, ASICS Electronics. That's not the name of my Chromebook. Here's the other one. But I'm showing signs of mental illness. I'm imagining all of this. I'm paranoid. Then they show we're having signs of an outage. We're experiencing an outage, yet your advanced security is on. But I'm mentally ill. I'm mentally ill. Officer F. San Miguel. Call for service. She has found illegal listening devices in her house. She has made reports of people doing this and threatening to kill her. She has located the listening devices. OPD, Ocala Police Department, labeled her as schizophrenic. Listening devices are behind the outlets. Description has already been obtained. No known weapons involved. The caller is on scene. This incident is in progress. The incident involves suspicious circumstances. No one is reported to be in danger, but the caller reports, I'm always in danger. She is safe right now. Caller is signal 20. And this is what they put in this. Let me show you this. This is what they put in here. You will see where they put the 20. 20 schizophrenia. 20 schizophrenia. OPD labeled her 20 schizophrenia. Caller is signal 20. This is what they're doing to me. Caller is signal 20. And reported that she found listening devices in her outlets and cameras in her smoke detector. I did not observe any of these devices. And you have to ask the question, did he take the plates off the outlet to look behind the outlets to see if he could observe any of the devices? And the answer is no. So what did this guy do? He tried to make me look like I'm crazy. This is supposed to be a sworn officer of the law. He tried to make me look like I was crazy. Did he remove any of the face plates of the wall outlets? And the answer was no. He said, I did not observe any of these devices. She also claims that people who installed these devices are gang stalking her, as well as her upstairs neighbor. And so you will see, I have made several reports about this guy upstairs, and they did absolutely nothing. She showed me a video of her neighbor's dog barking for 4 minutes straight and claims it is a tactic to keep her in a state of fight or flight. No, I told the guy he had the dog barking for 2 hours. I only recorded 4 minutes. Should I have recorded the entire 2 hours? Are you seeing what this guy did? This guy's name is Brandon Gagnon, badge number 7375. I told this guy he had those dogs barking for 2 hours. I only recorded 4 minutes of it. She has a video of her neighbor's dog barking for 4 minutes. 4 minutes straight, and claims it is a tactic to keep her in a state of fight or flight. The caller does not meet Baker Act criteria at this time. These scumbags. These scumbags. Now I know what's been happening behind my back. You think you're calling the police and they're going to help you. Here's the 4-minute one. Should I let it play like that for 2 hours? Listen to what I say at the end of this 4-minute video. It is 10:30 at night, and this noise has been going on for an hour now. So I only recorded 4 minutes, but it had been going on for an hour. And this cop wrote in here that the dog was barking for 4 minutes. And I said the neighbor was doing that to keep me in fight or flight, to make me look like I'm a mental case. And there is a second video now, let me tell you. Let me bring it to the end of the video. It is now 11:15. This barking has been going nonstop. I only have, the dog is only barking for 4 minutes. And I said this guy upstairs is only doing that to keep me in fight or flight because I'm just a mental nutcase. This is what the Ocala police has done to me. I have never said a word about them that was not true. With regard to these listening devices in the wall outlets, the officer also neglected to put in his report that I had sent the pictures that I have of the devices in the wall unit. I had a cop come here the day that they served me with the stalking papers. The cop said that it looked like it was a screw that was in the I'm getting the word wall unit, in the plug. He said it looked like it was a screw. Now this is the one that it actually looked like a light. This one. He said that that's a screw. Well, it still doesn't look like a screw to me. That still does not look like a screw to me. He said the one that showed the 3 lights was a screw. This one. He said that this was a screw. This one that showed 3 lights. But what do you have to say about this? What do you have to say about the green light that's on the floor there? What do you have to say about that? What do you have to say about that green light on the floor there? He also never reported that I sent these pictures to an electrician. He never reported that. Why? Because they want to make me look like a nutcase. That's why. This is being done on purpose to me. They want to make me look like a nutcase. He never included in his report that I sent these pictures to mid-state electricians in Ocala, Florida. And I was told by the electrician that my wall outlets are not GFI outlets. There should be no green light associated with these outlets. So unless she sees the outlets in person, she can't tell me definitively. But from what she's seeing, it is suspicious. There's none of that in the police report. They left all of that out. They left all of that out. Why? So that I can look like a nutcase. So that I can look like a nutcase. Here's another one. On 9/25/25, I responded to Grand Reserve Apartments located at, in reference to a citizen assist. I made contact with the RP who advised her phone, internet, and computers have all been hacked. Have all been hacked by Interpol. Look at this moron. This sick psycho moron. All my phones have been hacked by Interpol. All of my phones have been hacked by Interpol. I have never, ever said that. I have never, ever said that. I said Nityananda is wanted by Interpol. This is what the Ocala police is doing to me, you guys. It's not a joke. It is not a joke. I made contact with the RP who advised her phone, internet, and computers have all been hacked by Interpol, and all of her neighbors are watching her. The RP stated every time she has tried to use YouTube, the hackers are not allowing her to. The RP further stated that they are using her IP address to push out child pornography. I advised I would document our interaction and provided her with a case number. Peace restored. No, there's no peace restored, sweetheart, because you're an outright liar. Her name is Kay Schmidt. Kay Schmidt. No peace restored, sweetheart. You're an outright liar. On 6/24/23, 6/24/23, at approximately 20:54 hours, I responded to Carlton Arms apartment complex with Officer Fiesel and Officer Medeiros for a disturbance. The RP, identified as Teresa Ann Baroni, called to report that a male had driven up to her and attempted to force her into his vehicle. Baroni also told dispatch that people were threatening to kill her and she was armed with a handgun. While en route, dispatch was able to get Baroni to unload the firearm. Upon arrival, I contacted the apartment and Baroni answered the door. Baroni invited us inside, stating the gun was secured on the counter in the kitchen. Baroni later told me that the handgun was a Smith & Wesson Easy Slide, unknown caliber. Baroni showed us to the living room and told me the following information. Baroni told me that she had followed a Hindu guru on YouTube for approximately 5 years. Notice my story has never changed. In the past, Baroni told me that one of this Hindu guru's girlfriends left him and aired his secrets, and she no longer followed his beliefs. Baroni advised that for the past 7 years, since she has stopped following the Hindu guru, he has been attempting to keep her under surveillance and has made threats to her life and that of her grandchildren, which she absolutely has. Baroni stated that today, when she arrived home and was bringing her groceries into the home, a male, white, thin-built with missing lower teeth, her neighbor from Unit 212, had told her to come to him as he drove by his vehicle. That was baloney. I never said that. I never said that. This is what these cops are doing. I never said that. What I said was he told me, and this is exactly how he told me, get in the car. That's what he said. That's what he said. He didn't say, come to me, baby. Come to me, baby. No, he said, get in the car. Thin build with missing lower teeth. Oh, Lord. Told her to come to him as he drove by in his vehicle. Baroni told me she was fearful because she believed that her neighbors in 212, 210, 208, and 209 were hired by the Hindu guru to surveil her and hack her devices. And that was exactly what they did. And they put out the video from the hidden cameras in that house Christmas Eve on the internet, and they called it a humiliation ritual. That's what they did. Baroni clarified that no one touched her or attempted to force her into the vehicle. Baroni had videos of multiple neighbors' license plates stating that various vehicles were part of the plan to surveil her. Baroni stated she had multiple videos taken off her YouTube account, and she had also had people making threatening comments on her videos. The same way I just showed you, these are dummy YouTube pages that you guys are seeing. No one from the general population of YouTube can leave a message on my lives. Any comment that comes in on my lives is coming from these hackers and stalkers. These cops will not listen to me. They will not listen to me. And on my YouTube page, I have my comment section shut off. Nobody can leave a comment anymore. Because these goons were the only ones that were leaving comments, and they were doing nothing but threatening me. So I shut the comments off, and you still saw yesterday when I got off, there was a comment on here. These goons are the only one who leave comments on my YouTube videos. Nobody else can, because these are dummy pages. Baroni stated she had multiple videos taken off her YouTube account, and she has also had people making threatening comments. At one time, USTube deleted over 200 of my videos. I went ballistic on these people. He deleted over 200 of my videos. I was showing over 2,000 videos, and the next time I signed on, it was minus 200 videos. USTube did that. Baroni showed me the comments on one of her YouTube videos she had uploaded. From what I observed, they were general comments about her video. Nothing threatening was observed, just like I showed you here. Just like I showed you here. For what they did to me yesterday. There's nothing threatening here, but I know it's them. They're mocking the Lord and they're mocking me, because no one else can leave a comment on my page. No one else can leave a comment on my page. But I'm crazy. I'm crazy. Baroni showed me a video on her phone of some stormy clouds, stating that she could clearly see a Hindu guru's face and horns because he was a demon. Baroni told me the Hindu guru also put a picture of her in the clouds and pointed it out to me in the video. From what I observed, it was just clouds, because he's a sleeper moron, and he's not in touch with the spirit. What can I say? What can I say? But I'm about to show you guys some pictures. I asked Baroni if she had talked to anyone about ongoing issues. Yeah, you crazy? You crazy little girl? Don't you think you need a psych eval? Baroni told me that she hasn't told anyone besides Ocala Police Department and the FBI and her YouTube video followers about her situation, because she believes people will think she is crazy, which is what they're all doing. Baroni told me her daughter, blank, my daughter's name, had reached out to have Ocala Police Department check on her. Baroni provided a phone number, but neither the phone number she provided or the one from prior contact were valid. Why? Because my daughter had called me, and once she called my phone, they hacked her phone. That's why. That's why. I told her, change your number, because immediately they hacked her phone. That's why. But they're making it out to be that I'm giving them wrong numbers. Well, he said that the number that my daughter contacted them on was no good anymore either. Sorry, I almost said my daughter's name. When my daughter had called the welfare check-in, she advised dispatch at that time of the previous incident. Baroni is known to have mental health issues. Did the cops ever ask me of what my daughter meant by these mental health issues? No, he never did. He took the word of this person who is my former daughter. Can we get some reality going here? Out of my whole sick, demonic family, I was the only one who had a professional license by the state of Florida as a registered nurse. I was the only one who went to college who completed my doctoral program in health administration. You want to know what these people are doing who said I had mental health issues? They're all drug addicts. They're heroin addicts and Xanax takers and alcoholics. These are the people who are calling me crazy. These are the people who are calling me crazy. I was the only one who had the professional license, and I had to pass a level 2 background check every single year. Get my fingerprints taken. I was the one. At this time, it is unknown what, if any, mental health disorders Baroni has been diagnosed with. He doesn't even know, but he'll just be happy to call me crazy. Baroni currently works for the Life South Blood Center with the dirty cop who set me up. Baroni asked what she could do for the evening. I advised her to take some time to herself to make sure she got food and disconnected from her stressors. I asked her to stay in her apartment and keep to herself. I walked Baroni out to her Nissan 350Z so she could get the last of her groceries. I asked Baroni to call dispatch if she had any other issues so we could ensure that the situation did not continue to escalate. I then spoke to her neighbor who advised he had just moved in, and this is what these idiots upstairs said. He had just moved in and has only spoken to Baroni once. The neighbor stated he didn't know Baroni, and I also observed he had his teeth. At that time, Baroni did not make any statements indicating she was going to harm herself or others. Officers have responded to her residence for similar issues in the past. This is what they all have done. And I also want to say, when I brought Laura, the manager of Carlton Arms, to my apartment, and I showed her the videos of Tree ordering me in the car, the guy from 210 in the black vehicle, you're going to hear that in here too. The cop says that some car kind of went behind me. No, you see it very clearly on the video. He actually moved in closer behind me so that I couldn't get out. You'll hear what this cop says about this. I told the manager, Laura, I showed her the videos. I also showed her her own employee moving the car of Tree that he ordered me to get into. And you know what she said? They all told me they're afraid of you. Well, this is exactly what this lunatic upstairs said. He's afraid of me. Isn't that special? Isn't that special? They all have the same MO. They all have the same MO. And what is being kept going here is the Nithya Nanda smear campaign that I'm crazy. That's what's being kept going here. Okay, so Tree was the one who ordered me into the car. He's only about 5'4", 5'5", which is why they call him Tree, because he's so short. He has always worn a suit and tie. Every time I seen him, he was in a suit and tie. I've also had him on my security video coming into Carlton Arms at 5 o'clock in the morning, and he walked over to the security guard thing in the beginning, in the opening of Carlton Arms, and he walked in the employee door. He walked in the employee door. They're all working for these people. They're all working for these people. And that is what I tried to tell these cops. But no, they don't want to listen to me. I'm crazy. I'm crazy. There is a reason why these cops are calling me crazy and they're not investigating. There's a reason. On Thursday, 6/29/23, I was working as patrol officer when I was dispatched to the police department lobby to contact a Miss Teresa Baroni in reference to this report. Upon arrival, I met with Miss Baroni, who told me she had the video in reference to this report, and I wanted to attach to it. One video showed a SUV stop by Miss Baroni's car, and Miss Baroni walked to the passenger side of her car. After a moment, she walked away and back into her apartment. That was what you saw on the video when Tree ordered me to get in the car. Instead of walking down the driver's side to get the bags out of my car, I saw him pull up and I went around the passenger side of my car and he said to me, "Get in the car." And then I said, "What?" He said, "Get in the car." And as he's saying that, he's texting on his Android phone. And I went back in my house and I called 911. The driver of the SUV could not be seen, nor did the driver exit the SUV. When Miss Baroni walked away, the SUV drove away. And as I said, these people don't get rattled. When Tree tried to kidnap me, he very nonchalantly pulled up to the light and made a left-hand turn. He didn't try to speed off or anything like that. Even this black guy, when he tried to kidnap me at the 1900 building, he just casually drove off. This is what these people do. The other video was of her recording 2 license plates, claiming one was impersonating an Ocala police officer, and the other was from the SUV that had stopped by her. Miss Baroni asked why a detective had not contacted her, and what does it take to get one assigned. I told her I would address that with the supervisor, but there had to be evidence of a crime happening first. All she's presented was her interpretation and assumption of what she feels are crimes. There is no evidence. After Miss Baroni left, I did inform Sergeant Gauthier of Miss Baroni's concerns. No, what they're doing is giving their interpretation of what I'm telling them, and they're calling me crazy. They're not listening to facts. They're putting crazy interpretation on top of what I'm saying, and they're not listening to me. They have put my life in danger for the last 4 years. On July 1st, 2023, at approximately 21:47 hours, I responded in reference to a follow-up located at Carlton Arms, and they put apartment 221. So the guy can't even make a report correctly. This is how much they care about their own work. He even put the wrong apartment number on here. It said apartment 221. Upon arrival, I made contact with Teresa Baroni. Baroni stated the same information that she had given officers on prior incidents. I have never changed my story. I have never changed my story. Those statements included that she was being threatened by goons from a Hindu cult leader she follows on YouTube, that I followed on YouTube, followed as in past tense, and that the head guru was an international sex trafficker. Baroni gave new information that her life was being threatened by her neighbors. She proceeded to show us video footage of the alleged event which occurred today. Baroni stated her life was threatened by a white male banging his chest and walking aggressively toward her. The video showed a white male throwing up his hands due to a vehicle almost running him over. That is an outright lie. That is an outright lie. I got out of my car, and here's what happened. The day before I made a YouTube video, this was Jeremy, who had sent several DoorDash bags in front of my house with poisoned food with the receipt name of Tara. So I know it was Jeremy. So this was Jeremy waiting across by the tree, waiting for me to pull in my parking spot. I pull in my parking spot, and I was drawn. This was the Holy Spirit. I was drawn to look right at that tree, and I spotted Jeremy. The day before, I made a video, and I said, these abusers, these stalkers, they think they're like gorillas. They think they're like, I'm man. This is what Jeremy did. He threw up his arms like this, and then he banged his chest. This is exactly what he did. And then he started walking very fast towards me, very hard towards me. And it was about 99 degrees. It was right around July 4th. It was about 99 degrees outside. And what did I tell you these people wear when they attack me? White T-shirts and khaki shorts and sneakers. There was one other thing that Jeremy had on him. And let me show you what that was. He was also carrying a rolled up shirt, a flannel shirt. When it's 99 degrees out, he's carrying a rolled up flannel shirt. Let me show you what else Jeremy had on. See this mustache on Groucho Marx? That's exactly what Jeremy had on his face. I thought he was the most idiotic buffoon I've ever seen in my life. Just like that square thing. It looked like he took a thick marker and he just drew this thing across his face. That's exactly what it looked like. And then he had a ball cap on. So this cop didn't know anything and he wasn't listening to me. When I saw Jeremy coming at me, I threw myself back in my car. I wound up getting a huge bruise on my arm. And because they knew I had the security cameras facing out to the street, they did this all the time. They would walk past my house, never even look at the cameras. This guy in 209 that attempted to kill me several times, he attempted to break in my house, and he's the one that impersonated the Ocala police officer. He would walk past my house in the backyard. It was Thanksgiving that day, and my backyard door was open, and it was open for a long time. He thought he had an in to get in my house to kill me. He ran outside. He grabbed his dog like he was walking his dog because he knew I had the video camera facing outwards towards the lake. He grabbed the dog, and when he saw me standing in the doorway, he started smiling. He thought he had me. He really thought he had me. He started walking up, and he thought he was making me afraid, but I didn't budge. I just stood there, and he went like this. For the video camera, he walked past my house, and he waved at me. And so just to be a smart you-know-what, I said to him, "Happy Thanksgiving." And he smirked. He went, "Happy Thanksgiving." Yeah, I know what's been going on here. I know what's been going on here. The male then walked past Baroni's apartment without looking in her direction, which is what they do because they knew I had the security cameras. She also displayed a video of a black sedan, unknown tag, parking somewhat behind her vehicle. Now, this is what I showed you from the guy from 210. He not only parked behind my video, you actually see him moving closer so that I could not leave. And I started banging on the horn for him to move, and he would not move. He was in there once again, texting on his Android phone, and he would not move. Parking somewhat behind her vehicle, which was parked in front of her apartment. Baroni stated this caused her to panic as she believed the driver to be one of the guru's hitmen. I didn't believe it. I knew it. She drove over the sidewalk and curb and exited the complex in her vehicle. The vehicle driver did not follow her or otherwise interact with Baroni. I was unable to establish probable cause for LEO intervention. Baroni advised she had been collecting information on the guru and in her statement seemed to be under visible stress. Let me ask you people something. How many of you have been brought up and taught how to handle the level of trauma and stress when someone is threatening to kill you and actually trying to break into your house, actually attacking you when you're getting out of your car? How many of you have been taught by your parents or your school system or society how to handle stress like that? And I had no support system. I didn't know a soul in this town. And even the cops were not helping me. As you're seeing, they did nothing but call me crazy. She stated that the goons listened to her attempt to make a report to the FBI regarding head guru's involvement with international sex trafficking ring. Baroni stated the Tampa FBI unable to support the latter claim. According to Baroni, the fake FBI agents left no case number or contact information. It should be noted that Baroni let the two FBI agents in her home After being presented with paper identification, which she thought was due to budget cuts, officers advised her we would document any new developments. These were the two goons that he sent to my house. They told me that they received the FBI complaint that I had made over the phone. Here's what happened. It was actually on this phone, on the iPhone 11. They had already taken this phone over, and it was the guy from 209 and his town flatback. It was the town flatback that pretended that she was the FBI agent who I was speaking with. And here's what they did to me on the phone. She kept saying, "Hello, Teresa. Teresa, I can't hear you. There's all kinds of static on the phone. Teresa, I can't hear what you're saying." So I would be moving all around the phone. And no doubt these lunatics are watching me in my house because the hidden cameras were there. No doubt they're hysterical laughing about what's happening here. So I'm moving all over my house to get a better reception so this stupid FBI officer that I thought could hear me. And then this went on for however long I talked to this girl. I gave her the YouTube address for Sarah Landry because Sarah Landry was the one who actually lived with this guy in India and actually saw him bring children into his bedroom. And she was the one who was actually speaking to people at his Adinam who told her that Nityananda sold some girl to this rich businessman for some land. So she was the one who came out on the internet and told everybody everything. And after I got off so I gave this what I thought was the FBI agent. I gave them Sarah Landry's YouTube address to her YouTube account, and I told them where they can find all of the videos that Sarah Landry made on Nityananda and his cult. And during this whole process, this girl was saying, Teresa, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. There's so much static in the line. When I finally got so fed up with this chick, I said to her, "You're the FBI. You don't understand that this static is because they're on the phone and they don't want you to hear what I'm saying. Do you not understand that as an FBI agent?" Did I just put my life in danger to report this to you? Do you not understand this? Well, then I come to understand when I thought about all this. You guys have to understand something. I was so stressed out. I had never been in a position like this before to have people try to kill me. And the cops weren't listening to me. I was so stressed out. These two guys came. They came from Nityananda's Miami office because they tried to get me to drive down to the Miami office. They were going to kill me when I got there. The Holy Spirit told me, "Don't go. Don't go. Let them come to you." So they drove here. They did the flash thing with the cops do with their badge. They flashed it really fast. But the black guy that was there was a black guy and an Indian guy. The black guy, I saw ridges on what was supposed to be his badge. And I want you to understand, I have never had any contact with the FBI before. I don't know what they look like, what their badges are supposed to look like. I have no clue. But what I did see with the black guy, it looked like when he cut the paper, there were ridges, like it was kind of curled. The paper was kind of curled, but he flashed the bag really fast, and I got a glimpse of the curled paper, and I'm like, that's really strange. And we were going through the housing crisis, I think, at that time. And I said, it must be due to budget cuts or something, why these people would have a badge in that condition. His name was Wilson. His last name was Wilson. I did have a name on him and a phone number. As a matter of fact, I still have it. I kept everything. He gave me his real phone number and his name because I actually called him back, and I actually called him Agent Wilson. I said, these goons just called me on my phone. He said, well, I wouldn't worry about it if I were you. Interpol is looking at this. I wouldn't worry about it if I was you. Let Interpol handle it. These were two of Nityananda goons that were posing as FBI agents. It wasn't the FBI. It wasn't until later when I was able to calm down that I actually saw videos of FBI agents. They wear suits. And they have like star badges or something like that, gold badges. I had no idea. And I was in so much stress, I couldn't even think straight. And this is when all of this garbage was happening with that dirty cop at the blood donation center. See, these cops are not taking all of this into consideration because they never believed that anyone was trying to kill me. They just consistently called me crazy. But I am telling you, these people have been nonstop trying to kill me. And my stress level was through the roof. So, yeah, I actually let these people in my house. The Indian guy disappeared in my house. I don't know if he planted listening devices or cameras in my bedroom at that time. I don't know, but he disappeared from the dining room where I was sitting and talking to the black guy. And I had saved all of the what is it called? The SIM cards from my cell phone that these people had hacked. I had saved them. There was about 20 of them in there. I put them in a little baggie, and the guy left them sitting on the table. He never took them. That's what got me thinking. These guys, I don't think were FBI agents. I don't think these guys were FBI agents. And another thing, the Indian guy there went to walk to the end of my living room. He looked out the sliding glass doors, and he turned around and he said, "Wow, it really is beautiful back here." Huh? He said, "Wow, it really is beautiful back here." That was a red flag also. They were not FBI agents. They did not leave me a case number. And the only way that I knew for sure that they were not FBI agents was one of the Ocala Police Department, and I think it was Sergeant Buetti, came to my house. And this is when Jeremy tried to break in to kill me. I was working for United Healthcare, and I was trying to enroll somebody for insurance, and my door alarm went off while I was on the phone and while I was working, and I caught him on my surveillance camera. And these people tried to block him out of my camera, so he appeared on the camera as if he was like a spirit just popping in out of nowhere. And what you saw was the white shirt and khaki shorts, and there was a black guy leaning up against his car, and that black guy had lived in 212 at that time. And the cop was saying that's the black guy that you see walking up to your house. I said, "It's not the black guy." I said, "Can't you see the white shirt and the khaki shorts?" She said, "That's because the sun is coming from behind. These are the kind of idiots that are working for the Ocala Police Department." No, it was Jeremy. It was Jeremy. And here he actually says something correct. Baroni was frustrated with her perception of law enforcement's lack of action. I explained to Baroni she had presented no evidence of a crime having been committed. You mean the impersonating of an FBI agent is not a crime? The impersonating of an Ocala police officer is not a crime? Is that right? The attempted murder is not a crime. The attempted kidnapping is not a crime. The attempted to poison me with DoorDash food is not a crime. Here's what I know that is a crime. These people are talking about that there's no evidence. Well, how does the police department get evidence if they don't investigate what a victim tells them? And instead of calling the person a victim, they call the person a nutcase. How is there supposed to be evidence if the police department does not investigate? I explained to Baroni she had presented no evidence of a crime having been committed. Baroni was clearly exhibiting paranoia. Once again, I'm the one. I'm the nutcase. I'm exhibiting paranoia. No, these loser scumbag Ocala police officers, they're the ones who are the crazy ones out here. Now, that's all of the police reports that I have, and here's what I'm going to tell you. The cop with the false police report that these two made upstairs, the cop said I had committed no crime. The cop that I called when I had received the papers said that this is nothing. I should not worry about it, especially for the fact that I'm moving and that they moved, that this should be nothing. Um, Here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to pray that the Lord will allow it to be this way, that it will be nothing, and I will come home and I will finish packing my house and I will get out of Dodge. When you cannot trust the police department in your town, it's time for you to leave. When I get settled into my new place, the first thing that I'm going to do is hire an attorney. And the first thing that I'm going to do is get this uh, incorrect diagnosis of schizophrenia taken away from me. This is not my diagnosis. That psychopath in that hospital, I put a complaint against that witch with the Department of Health, and I have to follow through on that still, which I will do. I am going to hire an attorney to get this false diagnosis removed from my record, and then I'm suing the Ocala Police Department for everything they have. And I'm not joking. They have put my life in danger for the last 4 years, called me mentally ill, come to my house and gaslight me, come to my house and tell me what's going on instead of listening to what I'm telling them. Now, I have showed you the correlation between what these people were sending me on the YouTube videos, how it correlated to what these people were doing upstairs. Be wary of your neighbor. A woman is coming with the police. They were telling me what they were doing. As I said, they're all working for Nithyananda. All of them are. Every last one of them. And what I have proven without a shadow of a doubt, that this girl lied in her police report, and she also lied in that application for the stalking against me. And I'm bringing this police report of hers to the police department, to the court. I have done nothing to these people. I have done nothing to these people. The only thing that I can admit that was done by me was that I used this girl's name incorrectly. I thought it was the name of the guy and not the girl. As I said, I only had one interaction with the girl, and that was the day that the car was blinking. And she lied about that whole interaction. They deleted that video off of the 3 YouTube pages, and they sent it to the police department. You would think these people would have a half a brain if they're going to send the video to the police department, that they would actually put a truthful complaint in and not say that I showed her face when I didn't show her face. Not say that I threatened to kill her and her boyfriend on my page, and then she's going to turn around and say that that I said that they were trying to kill me. Well, who has schizophrenia? It sounds like Jamie Grieve has schizophrenia. She can't keep her story straight. My story, on the other hand, has not changed in 4 years. It has not changed a single iota in 4 years. Now you all know what's happening to me here. And I've had no help from the Ocala police whatsoever. They look at me and they mock me. They gaslight me. And they do nothing to help me. Most of the times, they don't even come to the house. They give me 20 questions while they sit in the car on the phone after I already told them that these people have taken over my phones and they're listening to all of my conversations. They don't care. They don't care that they're putting my life in danger. And you have to ask yourself, why is that? You have to ask yourself, why is that they do not care that they're putting my life in danger? And that they have made substantial errors in their police reports, and they have left substantial information out of their police reports. And you have to ask yourself, why did they do that? Every police report they've written about me is purposely made to make me look like a lunatic. And you have to ask yourself why. Because there's no way that I'm a lunatic. That's all I want to share at this time, you guys. Um, I have now been vindicated 1000%. 1000%. That everything I've ever said about these people who are trying to kill me and everything I've ever said about the Ocala Police Department has been accurate and true. And I have been in error using Jamie Greaves' name for the her boyfriend when it's actually her name. No, I don't say that Jamie Grieve, the female, has done anything to me, but I do know that she is working with the guy and she knows exactly what the guy is doing. She knows exactly what the guy is doing. One day, I was fighting with him for almost 2 hours to try to get into my panoramic Wi-Fi app, and he was blocking me from getting into it. When I finally got into it and changed the username and password, and he couldn't figure out what it was, he blocked the signal. He blocked the Wi-Fi signal from the cable box and on my main TV in the living room. And that was when I called the cop that day. No, that must have been a different day because that cop didn't bother coming to the house. He was asking me 50 questions from the car. He told me you should call Cox. I said, I did call Cox. They're sending a technician. I said, but this guy upstairs doing it. I heard him making a commotion up there before. It was like he was moving around equipment. Like it sounded like equipment. And then all of a sudden my cable went out. And there was an error message on there. And I was talking to the cop on the phone. And what do you know? I hear the girl upstairs. So I hear Jamie Grieve, the girl. I hear her yelling at the guy. Where are we going to put all this stuff? What are we going to do with this stuff? Because she believed that the cop was going to come and knock on the door and want to talk to her. She's going, where are we going to put this stuff? What are we going to do with this stuff? And I can hear them running around up there. And I said to the cop, they're yelling and running around like a bunch of pack rats up there. They're scared to death that you're going to go up there and see what they're doing. I can hear them. And what do you know? After I said that, my cable came back on. And I said to the cop, my cable's on. Isn't that something? Isn't that strange? And the cop said, okay, I'm going to go do my rounds and I'll stop by your house. He never showed up. He never showed up. So I know she's involved. But I don't say that that she was the head person doing all these things to me. It was the guy. It was the guy who I was calling Goldilocks. And I don't even know his name now because I thought his name was Jamie Grieve. I don't even know his name. I called him Goldilocks. He is the criminal. He is the reason why it was her name on the lease here and not him. They try not to leave any fingerprints, these people. So no one could trace them back to anything to them. They make the girl put everything in her name, as Nityananda does with his mother. They all do it. So like I said, she left this apartment usually 8:30 or 9 o'clock every morning, but he was upstairs all day. He was hacked into my router. He was hacked into my work computer. And I showed you now how he got the codes from my Microsoft authenticator. He put the Microsoft app on the iCloud thing on here. I tried to Google last night, how do I remove an app from the iCloud? And it showed me how to do it. And when I did what it showed, they're stopping the Microsoft authenticator from actually showing up that it is on the iCloud, that I can remove it. So they're stopping me from removing it from iCloud. This is how they're getting into my router and into my work computer. Me as a victim of attempted murder for over 14 times and 4 attempts to kidnap me, multiple attempts to poison me. I was the one who had to come up with all of the evidence. And the perps, they were allowed to keep committing their crimes using my IP address for the past 4 years, unimpeded by the Ocala police, uninvestigated by the Ocala police. The Ocala police had never called FDLE cybercrime unit in. They had never called the FBI cybercrime unit. They never called anybody. This is what the Ocala police has done to me. While these people have destroyed what now must be up to at least $70,000 in electronic equipment of mine. But I'm nothing but a mental case. Well, my first order of business after I get settled in my new place is hiring an attorney. And that I promise. That I absolutely promise. I'm going to leave this here, you guys. I wanted to share the entire thing with you. You've been with me through this with me for the last 4 years, and I wanted to bring the ending to you. I am not going to speak about this any further. It is very obvious after reading these papers that the Ocala police never had any intention of helping me. They never had any intention of helping me. And they're going to have to answer to a judge for that. Even if I was batshit crazy, a complaint of murder over and over again should at least be investigated. Should at least be investigated. And these people have done nothing. They've absolutely done nothing. And I'm going to leave this here. You guys have a blessed day.